It's one of the most influential shooters of all time. It contains one of my favorite levels in all of video game history, and it contains one of my least favorite levels in all of video game history. That's right, today at the Leaderboard, we're counting down 107 facts about Halo Combat Evolved. Let's get started. Number 1, Halo Combat Evolved, and get ready to have your mind blown with this one, is a first-person shooter game made by Bungie Studios, and I know that's not exciting, but it's actually worth pointing out because they don't make the Halo games anymore and they aren't associated with Microsoft anymore. Number 2, the legend of the Halo series began on November 15th, 2001, and I really didn't enjoy it back then because I literally could not wrap my fingers around the giant Duke controller for the Xbox. Number 3, Halo quickly dominated the sales charts and became a system seller for the Xbox One. Its dominance wouldn't last, however, it would eventually be overtaken by Halo 2. Number 4, the original plan for Halo wasn't for it to be a shooter, it was actually supposed to be a real-time strategy game. In other words, it was supposed to be the genre it would end up help killing in the eyes of major studios. Number 5, Master Chief was supposed to finish the fight a lot quicker than he did. The original Halo game wasn't part of a trilogy, but with the success of the initial game, sequels were basically inevitable. Number 6, Halo Combat Evolved actually got a lot of praise for its story, which sounds silly now, but if you look at stories in shooters back then, it's actually quite impressive. Number 7, Halo also got a lot of love for its vehicles, which in Combat Evolved were indestructible, and it was glorious. Number 8, unlike a lot of shooters at the time, Halo Combat Evolved let players carry only 2 weapons with them at any given time, which meant you had to make strategic decisions rather than just stockpiling every weapon. This proved to be one more slot than necessary, however, given the immense power of the pistol. Number 9, Halo also stood out thanks to some pretty cool AI, and I'm not talking about Cortana. Enemies and allies would do interesting things like jump out of the way of vehicles, take cover from enemy fire, and flee if their leader was killed. Number 10, Halo Combat Evolved did not feature Xbox Live support. It could support up to 4 players in split screen or up to 16 players in System Link, and nothing more beyond that. If you have fonder memories of playing Halo in this era, it's probably because you were playing with your close friends and not awful random online strangers. Number 11, at the beginning of the campaign, Master Chief is in his 40s, which is pretty old for video game protagonists, but he's also a genetically enhanced super soldier that's been in cryosleep, so what's a decade or two to this guy? Number 12, Bungie has stated that their world was inspired by aliens and other sci-fi films. Number 13, Master Chief is supposed to resemble a Clint Eastwood character. Number 14, time constraints cut Halo from a 25 level game to a 10 level game, though I think we can all agree that 10 really good levels is better than 25 rushed ones. Number 15, for Halo Combat Evolved's 10th anniversary, 343 Studios released a remake of the game with a shiny new coat of paint. It was released on November 15th, 2011, exactly 10 years after the release of the original. Number 16, this anniversary edition lets you switch between new and old graphics on the fly. This is a hilarious trick in split-screen multiplayer. Somebody's lining up a shot, boop, switch graphics. Number 17, I called the new graphics a coat of paint, and that's actually kind of true. New graphics were laid on top of the old hitboxes, so sometimes things don't line up exactly. So sometimes you might see a wall, but be able to shoot through it anyway because the hitbox wasn't there in the original. Number 18, the game also had a remastered soundtrack that could be toggled back to the original. Sound effects, however, were the same in both versions. Number 19, when Jen Taylor was reading lines for Cortana, a few moments, quote, nearly had her in tears. Number 20, Jen Taylor is actually a prolific video game voice actor. She voices Princess Peach from the Mario series, Zoe from Left 4 Dead, and Catherine Halsey, also from Halo, which furthers the connections between Halsey and Cortana. Number 21, in Halo Legends, Shelley Colleen Black also voices Halsey and Cortana. Number 22, Cortana was originally going to be British. I mean, her voice actor is American now, but you can still catch British phrases like sod off. Number 23, Bungie data suggests that between 2004 and 2010, nearly 20 billion matches of Halo were played, which equates to roughly 2 billion hours or 235,000 years. The amount of playtime in Halo exceeds humanity's time on Earth. Number 24, Master Chief has a wonderful voice for radio, which might be because his voice actor is a morning radio DJ. Number 25, Cortana's appearance takes inspiration from Queen Nefertiti. Queen Nefertiti is apparently a lot more blue and purple than I imagined. Number 26, the Halo series has steadily grown in raw number of dialogue lines. Most of these lines, however, are procedural lines that happen randomly in combat. Number 27, Sergeant Johnson's first name is Avery. Number 28, Halo Combat Evolved was originally just going to be called Halo. Microsoft decided that changing the name might help it compete with other online shooters at the time. Bungie wasn't sure, but eventually the name grew on them and they embraced it, giving us Halo Combat Evolved. Number 29, most games have code names in development. Halo had two, Monkey Nuts and Blam. Number 30, the original setting for Halo was actually a hollow-out world or a Dyson sphere called Solipsis. Eventually it was changed to a ring world and an artist suggested the name Halo, which stuck. Number 31, if you're the kind of person who reads game instruction manuals, then one, a lot of game companies don't think you exist anymore, and two, you might have noticed an error in Halo's instruction manual. The entry for Plasma Rifle has a needle blueprint clearly behind the Plasma Rifle blueprint, which is awesome because I really want that gun. And I know they made a needler rifle and no, that's not the same. It needs to be fully automatic. Number 32, the warp of elites is actually Sergeant Johnson saying go, 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 slow down, and played backwards. Number 33, Halo Combat Evolved is the only campaign in the series where you can pick up both active camo and overshield as normal power-ups. Other games had methods of increasing protection and invisibility, but they weren't quite the same. Number 34, overshields in the campaign didn't deteriorate over time, so if you were trying to camp against AI, well, I guess that's good news for you.
I am invincible!
Number 35. Unlike more recent games in the series, Combat Evolved's active camo works while moving. The only way to be visible is to attack.
Number 36. Halo Combat Evolved only has one properly named antagonist, and that's 343 Guilty Spark, which really isn't so much of a name as a designation anyway. Number 37. Creative art director Marcus Aureliano left a number of little pieces of himself in the game. The serial number on the side of the Scorpion is his birthday, and his initials are on Master Chief's boot. Number 38. The Warthog was originally just going to be the Hummer, although honestly it looks more like a Puma to me. Number 39, the original game could only allow for 4 flashlights at once, so if you were playing with more people, flashlights were automatically disabled. Number 40, in Combat Evolved, players on different teams could not get in the same Warthog, which almost definitely caused frustration for machinimators. Number 41, in the Assault on the Control Room, some clever Banshee flying can get you to a secret area where you can hear music from a previous Bungie game, Myth: The Fallen Lords. Number 42 is a spoiler alert if you somehow weren't spoiled on this very old game. If you beat the game on Legendary, you're treated to an extra special scene with Johnson and an elite hugging each other tenderly.
Hey everyone, we're taking a quick break to let you know that over on Cinematica this month we are doing Star Wars month. So if you're a sci-fi fan, and you probably are if you're watching a Halo video, you should totally go check it out. And now back to the facts.
Number 43, Halo wasn't always going to be for the Xbox. For a while, it was actually planned as a Mac exclusive. I play games on my Mac, and I still kind of find the notion of that hilarious. Number 44, Halo's European press tour didn't go all that well. They lost their computer, and they had to try and explain the game without any visuals to help them out. Number 45, the box art on Combat Evolved shows a Banshee that's behaving a little funny. Based on what we can see, it looks like it's supposed to be a Banshee that has nobody in it, but it's clearly flying, and it's shooting a projectile that Banshees can't actually shoot. Number 46, Halo's initial E3 footage had partially scripted AI. They would move to firing positions, but even then they had some flexibility as to how they got there. Number 47, a lot of weapons got cut out of Halo Combat Evolved, but were later put back in 2 and 3. Number 48, it was mentioned in PC Gamer magazine that Halo Combat Evolved planned to have a changing weather system. Number 49, Halo Combat Evolved is the only Halo game to be a launch title. Number 50, there was no collector's edition of Halo, but copies without the golden stamp that said Game of the Year on it are actually quite rare. They're not expensive though. Number 51, previews for the game suggest there were supposed to be more large-scale battles between Marines and Covenant, which would have actually been depressing because from what you can see, the Marines get their butts kicked. Number 52, the Covenant you see en route to the ship's bridge in the Pillar of Autumn are invincible, which is presumably so that you can't pick up and use their weapons. Number 53, similarly, a lot of the Marines here are also invincible, but they can accidentally shoot and kill each other. Number 54, the Pillar of Autumn actually doesn't move at all on this level, but camera tricks give it the appearance of movement.
We are the dreamers of dreams.
Number 55, the model for Pillar of Autumn was put together really fast, like 4 minutes fast. Number 56, killing Captain Keyes on the Pillar of Autumn causes Marines to attack you and Cortana to tell you that you've gone rampant, which is hypocritical in later games when she's totally the one who goes rampant. Number 57, Cortana mentions that Chief's architecture is not much different from the Autumn's. This could be a reference to the fact that the Xbox was trying to be a bit more like a gaming PC. Or it could just be a reference to the fact that he's kind of a machine and therefore not too dissimilar from another machine built by the same people. Number 58, in the level Halo, the Forerunner tunnels were meant to look a lot more natural, which would have made Cortana's line, "This cave is not a natural formation," a lot less obvious. Number 59, the life pods in the level Halo have a secret Easter egg that can only be accessed with mods. Under the seat is a message that says, "Put your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye."
Hold on to your butts.
Number 60, in the level The Library, Guilty Spark will make a lot of comments if you shoot at him, and some of them are actually pretty funny. Number 61, when naming a profile in Halo Combat Evolved, if you use the name .fortune, it yields an interesting surprise that we're not going to spoil here, so go check it out. Number 62, you can shoot the arms off Flood Elites, making them harmless, which is great if you're that sick kind of person that won't give Flood Elites the mercy of death. Number 63, the turret of the Scorpion tank has, you guessed it, a scorpion engraved on it. That's just good art direction. Number 64, there was a scrapped alternate storyline for Halo involving Master Chief finding Cortana in the control room for Halo completely mad with power and intent on taking over the universe. Number 65, Cortana, like most AI, is supposed to have a lifespan of 7 years. However, it's suggested that her lifespan may have been reduced when she absorbed all the Forerunner information in Halo's control room. Number 66, Cortana's first words were, "When the game is over, the king and the pawn go in the same box." This was also said by Halsey to her mother. Number 67, in the Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition, Cortana uses her Halo 3 appearance. Number 68, Johnson is supposedly the first human ever to kill a Covenant, giving him the permanent First Blood medal. Number 69, Cortana's name is derived from a Latin word that describes a ceremonial sword. Number 70, remember that I said that the series is inspired in part by Aliens? Sergeant Johnson takes direct inspiration from Al Capone from Aliens.
You secure that, Hudson.
Number 71, it's suggested that Sergeant Johnson has immunity to the Flood because of plasma exposure, but it's actually a result of his Spartan augmentations. Number 72, the exact same thing is true of his supposed Borin syndrome. Number 73, Sergeant Johnson is considered a Spartan 1, while Master Chief is considered a Spartan 2. Number 74, a lot of UNSC lines berating aliens are actually direct references to Starship Trooper.
We will defeat him.
Number 75, Halo goes through a lot of names in its own game. It goes from Halo to Installation 4 to Ringworld to my personal favorite from Sergeant Johnson, God's own anti-son-of-a-bitch machine. Number 76, if you look at it closely, Halo actually shares a couple of plot beats with Star Wars. They both involve a giant super weapon that's blown up at the last minute that you see partially reconstructed in the 3rd episode. Number 77, the Pillar of Autumn's crew might be Marines, but for some reason they wear UNSC battle dress. Number 78, every Marine gets Sergeant chevrons regardless of rank, unless of course we just assume they're all sergeants. Maybe Sergeant Johnson is not the only sergeant, but he just takes charge so people listen to him. That's my new fanfic theory about Halo. Number 79, the high-pitched noise when you're flying a Banshee is likely a reference to the Celtic myth Banshee, which was known for its wailing and was not good to listen to. Number 80, the Warthog's windshield can deflect grenades, also presumably wind, but that doesn't come up in game as much as grenades. Number 81, Spartan John 117 has his own wax sculpture at Madame Tussauds. He's the first video game character to get the wax sculpture treatment. Number 82, Fable 2 has a reference to Halo in Hal, the Minstrel Chief. Number 83, a hidden texture file references John 117 in the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition. It shows a picture of a face that matches John 117's description. And starting at number 84, let's look at some reference conspiracies in a lightning round. Number 84, in American Dad, Steve winds up in the hospital next to a patient named John in room 117. Number 85, the film 300 is about the Spartans, obviously, and its runtime is, mysteriously, 117 minutes. Number 86, in the movie Demolition Man, Sylvester Stallone's character? John Spartan. And finally, number 87, in Duke Nukem Forever, Duke makes fun of people that wear power armor. That one's not even like a conspiratorial reference, that's just real. And with that, lightning round is over. Number 88, a bug that didn't make it to release had Sergeant Johnson killing himself. He would taunt an enemy corpse by shooting at it repeatedly, and with a needler, the corpse would explode, killing Johnson in the process. Number 89, the level Truth and Reconciliation is the only level to not feature the pistol, which might be why that level is garbage and I hate it. Number 90, by use of glitching, players can guide Master Chief right back into his cryotube. You don't have to finish the fight, you don't even have to start the fight, just go back to sleep. Number 91, the Halo demo didn't use its first level as the demo level, it used the Silent Cartographer instead. It also used Blood Gulch as its multiplayer demonstration, and it was the best demo ever. Number 92, in Halo Combat Evolved, if you wanted a gun that your buddies were holding, the only way to get it was to shoot them dead. This was changed in later Halo titles, presumably to discourage murdering your friends. Number 93, another change between Halo Combat Evolved and other games was the destructibility of vehicles, a change I understand, but I'm still very heartbroken about. Number 94, machinima for Halo was made possible by a weird behavior when tilting the camera down. If you point the camera all the way down, the head shoots back up, but the gun stays pointed down. This peaceful stance makes it good for conversations and was an important part of early Red vs. Blue. Something else about the Halo universe, even though all the aliens have normal English names, they also have Covenant language names, so we're going to name them off in a lightning round. Number 95, grunts are Ungoi. Number 96, jackals are Kigyar. Number 97, elites are Sangeli. Number 98, hunters are Megalagolo. That's actually all the Covenant that were in this game, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep naming Covenant because it's fun and somehow I hate myself to try and pronounce them. Number 99, drones are Yanmei. Number 100, brutes are Jiral Nahe. Number 101, engineers actually get two names, Huragok for chiefs and Hanagok for workers. Number 102, and finally, prophets are San Shayum. Lightning round over. Number 103, Covenant vehicles actually don't get flashy names, which thank goodness, because I don't know how many more pronunciations I can butcher. Number 104, hunters always come in pairs. Number 105, though it's not canon, you can see John 1:17 talk to another Spartan, and it's the best Spartan in Spartan 1337, from the Halo Legends collection, specifically Odd One Out. Number 106, the first level of the game has a holo display that calls the ring world Halo before you actually learn it's called Halo. And finally, number 107, there's a lot of myth and rumor surrounding the legendary power of the pistol. In an interview with IGN, co-founder of Bungie Jason Jones took responsibility for the change, saying that it was a last-minute addition to try and get the pistol to perform at the level they hoped it would. Whether or not you think he stealthed it in to make his favorite gun better or not, is not really provable, but it does make a fun story.
Thank you for watching, everyone. If you like this video and you like sci-fi shooters in general, you might also enjoy 107 facts about Star Wars Battlefront and 107 facts about Call of Duty Black Ops. So you can go ahead and click on one of those, it'll take you over there. And be sure to subscribe for video drops every week.